Hey geeks, this is Minx from AverageGEEK, and I have something special for you guys since it is Halloween month, and we celebrate Halloween all throughout the month. I actually ordered Horror Block. Now, this is last month's Horror Block, and I specifically ordered this because I figured it would come at the beginning of this month. I did not order the Halloween Horror Block because it would end up coming next month. So we're gonna go with this. There was supposed to be some really good stuff in here, from what I could tell. I do have the Nerdblock Classic for October still coming, so we'll still have an official Halloween themed thing. Now let's get into this. We were supposed to get a Aliens item, which is exciting because I love the Aliens movies. My brother used to torture me with those when I was a little kid. Again with the frickin' I don't understand the need with these, but I'm supposed to have an Aliens item. We're supposed to have a Silence of the Lambs item, which is kind of funny because me and my brother were actually watching Silence of the Lambs this weekend. There's supposed to be a Night of the Living Dead item, which should make Loki happy, because that is his favorite set of horror or pop horror movies in the entire world. He loves George Romero. So, let's see what's in the box. One thing I do love about the Nerd Block sets is that they all always look different. Like the Horror Block has a bloody handprint on it. Nerd Block Classic just is pretty classic. Arcade Block looks like a frickin' NES. Comic Block looks like, it's got comic panels on the inside. So, okay, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cute. So, you open up the flap and it says, "Don't open, dead inside." So that's kind of cool. So they do really well with the simple designs of their boxes, which is kind of nice. Let's see here. Alright, so I see the shirt. The shirt's promising. One thing I will say about the Horror Block that is probably its strongest point is they have really awesome shirts, because it's really hard to find good horror shirts. Alright, so I see our Aliens item first thing off the bat. It's a frickin' Titan vinyl. Everyone at this point should know how I feel about Titan vinyls. It is a Horror Block exclusive, which doesn't surprise me. And it's actually a 2-pack. And it's from Alien, and it's from their Nostromo collection. You got the main Alien, which is Big Chap right there. And then you have, who is that? Parker. Oh, we got Parker. So it's a twin pack, which makes me a little nervous. And I'll tell you why at the end of the video. Looks like they've got a ton of possibilities in this particular set. Although it looks like the 2-pack can come in one of two, in like a 3 combination thing. It's going to have either Big Chap, Ripley, or Parker in it. Ours has Big Chap and Parker. I will say this. I hate Titan vinyls. I think they're creepy. I will give them credit on this one because the alien itself actually looks really cool. Big Chap actually looks pretty damn spiff. As you see more of my camera in the reflection. Yeah, the detail on the head for him looks awesome. I'm not going to open it because I never open my vinyls. My brother opens some of them, but he'll always keep the box. The box is actually in really good condition. So as much as I hate Titan vinyls, we'll keep it. We'll set it to the side over here. Next thing in the box is they've got a thing for sending us coasters for some reason. We got horror face coasters. Includes 8 face coasters with 16 terrifying designs. Drinking coasters to scare friends. Okay, as you can see there, the dude is clearly holding it up and sticking his nose in it. 8 coasters with 16 terrifying designs, so they're obviously two-sided. Here's some other pictures from the other side. I don't know if I necessarily want to open these because, I mean, the box is partially open, but I have a couple of friends that really love horror movies, and I might actually give them away to them. But let's look at, they're tightly sealed, and let's look at how thick these are. These aren't too bad. They're definitely made out of a heavier duty cardboard than some of the other ones. They're still pretty on the thin side. This mouth looks like, oh god, what was the movie? It looks like that demon mouth. Oh, fuck. Was it The Legend? I think. I don't know. It's whatever movie. It looks like the mouth from the demon from whatever movie freaked me out as a kid, where I could not hang my legs over the side because otherwise you'd get grabbed and drug off your bed and then drug off to the demon dude. This one looks like just kind of a generic, oh my god, there's blood everywhere, although it totally looks like congealed pudding. I don't know. But those are cool. I have a couple of people in mind who might be down for these, so I'm actually going to keep those sealed. Let's see, we'll set those over here. What do we got? Oh, neat. I wonder if my brother actually has it. If not, I could always use a copy. But yeah, so Night of the Living Dead item is actually Night of the Living Dead, the DVD. Absolute classic. One of the great things about George Romero, which I believe my brother is going to do a video on, at least we talked about it because of his love of the man, is that it's always a commentary on the problems going on in the world today. So, very awesome flick. You gotta love the original. So that's cool. And it looks like it is very much the original, and looks like it's the black and white, everything you could ever want. That's exciting. I like the fact that they're willing to give out DVDs and stuff. Oh, and we have another Night of the Living Dead item. And this will actually go great on my mini fridge over there, because on the side of my mini fridge I have my other set of these, and we got Night of the Living Dead fridge magnets, so you can, you know, leave your own, as it says, make your own movie quotes. Obviously it's going to be zombie themed. I have my other ones from the classic when they did the British invasion block that had from Monty Python. So these will be good. That's if I don't give them to Logie, because I might. He needs some fridge magnets for his mini fridge, and he will adore these. But that's if I can let him go. But yeah, so that's those. That's pretty cool. I like magnets. I like fridge magnets. I like actually getting magnets in these things. A lot of them are super collectible, and as you can see, I'm slowly covering my mini fridge with them, so it's always good. The one thing that comes in every horror block, which I'm very uncertain about, and kind of makes me hope that they don't do it to arcade block. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very high quality, is that they include a magazine every month. Now, essentially, the way I look at it is that Horror Block is not just a subscription box, but I think it nets you a subscription to this magazine. And it's called Rue Morgue. This is a really thick magazine. I mean, it's totally worth some money. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, this is literally, according to down here, is a $10 magazine. The thing that bothers me about that is I would want more stuff. Like, if I'm subscribed to Horror Block, I don't want to freaking read a magazine. I want more shit. You know? I would want a freaking pop vinyl, or like a really cool like horror keychain, or some really gross nasty stuff, you know? Like, I would love like more magnets, or, you know, more coasters, you know? Like a freaking horror card game. I don't know, something. And that's one thing I've said in my arcade blocks, because they have a tendency to, like, every other one seems to have retro gaming mag in it. And as much as I love reading about games and stuff, I don't want a magazine. If I was gonna go buy a magazine, I'd go pick one, not, you know, just be sent one. So that's one thing I don't like, and it's one of the things that has kept me from actually subscribing to Horror Block in the past. Um, but I mean, it's a good magazine. I mean, it's full color, lots of information, shit tons of pictures, which is cool. But it's not something that would typically, grab my interest, and no one's gonna subscribe to a box just for the magazine. So I think that is probably one of the weakest points of Horror Block, because I would want another item in its place, another small item, either a couple of small items or that equal the cost of the magazine, or a larger premium item that is, comparable. With that said, the last thing left is the t-shirt, and of the stuff that I mentioned in the beginning, that leaves only Silence of the Lambs, and it is very much the Silence of the Lambs item. It is the t-shirt with the Silence of the Lambs logo. Of course, that is the very specific moth that was found in Dead Body's throat, which helped them narrow down a lot of things. Very cool. Love the colors. I will give this to Horror Block. They do have some pretty awesome shirts from the ones that I've seen. Sick t-shirt. I'm going to love wearing this closer to Halloween. Probably over to my brother's house the next time I go. So let's give a quick rundown, and then I will get into why the Aliens item actually makes me a little scared. That is our exclusive thing of the month. It's the featured product of the month for Horror Block, is actually that 2-pack. We also got our Night of the Living Dead magnets, our Night of the Living Dead DVD, which is awesome, our horror face coasters, which is cool, very niche item. I totally give them a pass for this because it's unique. The t-shirt from Silence of the Lambs, and then the magazine that always comes with Horror Block. I'll enjoy looking through it, but like I said, I'm not a big letting other people choose my magazines for me. All right, so as far as this, the thing that scares me about this is specific wording choices that Nerd Block makes in the what is it? We get these notices in our email, and they give you hints. They try and hint at what's going to be in the block. And for October's Nerd Block Classic, they specifically said that there is going to be an Aliens item for fans of the Nostromo and Ellen Ripley, and also in a separate sentence, they specifically say that we're going to get 2 vinyl figures guaranteed in that box. Now, what makes me scared is it's obviously not going to be 2 Funko Pops, because otherwise they'd say you're going to get 2 Funko Pops. No, they specifically say vinyl figures. And Titans are vinyl figures, and it specifically says vinyl figures on their box. Now, I'm worried about the fact that I'm essentially going to get stuck with a second one of these. Now, that sucks for people who subscribe to both the Classic and the Horror Block, to get repeats that close, especially that close together. Like back-to-back months. That is shitty. They've done that to me. No, they've done that to Nerd Block and Horror Block before. When they released the Titan Ecto 1, they did it in the Classic, and then the very next month, they released it in the Horror Block. They have a really bad tendency to do that, and I hate that. It's annoying. Plus the fact, I feel like that's a huge waste of money for people who subscribe to 2 blocks. Another thing that they said, or they hinted at, that was going to be in the Classic for this month, because it is the Halloween Classic block, is that there was going to be something from Gremlins. The way they were talking about it suggests that it could be a Gremlins plushie, which if it is, it's going to end up being the same plushie I got in the very first Nerd Block Classic I ever got, which was like November of last year. And I have that video uploaded. And if that's the case, and that's essentially 2 duplicate items that I already have from another block, I'm going to be very upset. And Nerd Block Classic will be done for me. And I know other people on Facebook actually asked, you know, wait, is that going to be the same thing that was in my horror block? And they didn't respond. So it's very fishy to me. Now, granted, if I get rid of the Nerd Block Classic, I might be replacing it with the Sci-Fi block, because at least then I'm getting stuff that I specifically enjoy. But it all depends on how good the Sci-Fi block is after month 1. Month 1's always going to be a really good block. It's always going to be really solid. They're going to have a lot of stuff. Like, you know, I already know that there's going to be a exclusive Funko Pop, a celebrity autograph, a new thing from, Star Wars. So, we'll see what happens. I'm holding out hope that they won't screw everyone over, but like I said, I have my fears. With that said, the horror block, love the shirt. Little disappointed in the fact that it was a Titan vinyl. Although the alien was actually pretty cool looking. The coasters make a great quick gift. Not something I would actually use. See, I already forgot what some of the stuff was. The Night of the Living Dead stuff, it's always awesome to get a DVD. If my brother doesn't have his copy anymore, I'll be giving it to him. If not, I'm going to be keeping it because it is a cult classic. The magnets, if I can part with them, they'll go to my brother. If not, I'm going to keep them. I always love those. I would give it a B+, because, again, I don't like having my magazines picked out for me, and the Rue Morgue is one of the staples of this block, which I find kind of sad because I feel like there could be more items in here than the magazine. Heck, art prints. They don't have very many art prints in this block. The shirt was on point. I don't like the Titan vinyls, and the fact that it could very well be repeated for this month's classic bothers me. So yeah, it gets a B. Look forward to our next unboxings and our next videos. Coming up soon, we're going to have a new Halloween video that is the top 5 creepiest Doctor Who creatures/villains. And that's about it. So have fun with your unboxings. Later, geeks.